Pregame.com.
Saturday, Major League Baseball. We've got the Texas Rangers traveling to play the LA Angels. Scott, this is a big series. Didn't look like it was going to be a big series a month ago, but the Angels have climbed back into it. I know you're an Angel fan by heart. What do you think?
When I'm not in action with or against the Angels, I am an Angel fan, and I've been pretty mildly excited to see them come back into play here and be in the race. And of course, there's 2 wild cards, so there's a couple of ways they can get in to the postseason. But if the last time these 2 teams hooked up was around May 11th, May 12th, and I tell you what, if you would have told me 3 weeks later there'd be 5.5 games out in the AL West, I would have told you were crazy. We did a video during spring training in which I had said that I thought the Angels in a very tight race would actually overtake the Rangers this summer and win the AL West. And I remember telling Brian that I wouldn't want to make a living off the difference because I thought it was going to be an extremely tight race. But in no way, and of course I said unless there were some major injuries, as we always do, but then you have the spring training. What happened to this team was you got Dan Herron, who has dead arm the last week of spring training and some back issues that carried over to his first couple of starts. You had Mark Trumbull, who it still blows my mind. They're trying to say that he had some injury issues, who didn't come up until after a few games were played, until they were struggling. He was left in AAA. Trout was left in AAA. Socha gave up on Borges in center field after one stretch of not hitting the ball well, which blew my mind because you got Albert Pujols, who you never moved out of the third slot, who couldn't hit for 6 weeks of the season. So you saw a lot of weird things going on. And almost since he became an Angel, I always thought Vernon Wells was the wrong player for this mix. Hate to see a guy get injured, but that was one of the best things that happened to this team for them to win ball games. It made Socha start and bring up and keep Trout in the outfield and keep Borges in the outfield. And now with what they've got in that outfield, you got to hit it over the wall to hit it over their head. It's potentially the quickest and most dangerous outfield in all of Major League Baseball, besides the fact that Pujols is hitting and things of that nature.
Absolutely. Now, coming into this series, as we said, now we're taping on Thursday, so there's going to be a game played on Friday, obviously. But the Angels have won 8 of their last 9 games to get back into this race. And Texas, all of a sudden, their pitching staff, they're getting hit. I mean, 3 of their last 4 games, they've given up 6 runs or more, and we're taping on Thursday. I said Wednesday night, their starting staff looked like a bunch of piñatas. I mean, they were getting beat up, hit all over the place. This matchup, we got Darvish versus Wilson, and Wilson's going to be facing his old teammates for the 3rd time. But this is only the 2nd series that these two have had this year. In a quirk, in his first game, he went a third of an inning, got hit for 4 runs, but the rains came.
Right.
And they didn't, stop the game. Like for him, he left the game after a third of an inning. They didn't bring him back. But then I was shocked. He wanted the ball the next night. Came out, pitched a great game. He went 5 1/3 that night. And it seemed like that start really put him on his way because he's been super since. And I think he's going to be pumped up to face his old teammates.
Sure.
But I like the Angels, but that's not the reason why I'm going to go with the Angels. One of my pet theories, Scott, and I'll see what you think about this, I love pitchers the first time around the league. They've got a tremendous edge. You've got the Texas Rangers with their rookie, Darvish, who's pitched great baseball, except the 2 times this year he's faced the team for the 2nd time. He faced Toronto and Seattle. Not 2 powerhouse lineups, but Seattle, you wouldn't know that the way they played against Texas the other night. But those 2 teams, when he faced them for the 2nd time, he only lasted 9 innings, and 20 base runners made it on base in that 9 innings of work, and he gave up 7 runs. This is going to be the 2nd time the Angels get to see him, and I think with the momentum the Angels got going right now, I'm going to ride the momentum, and I think they're going to get to Darvish in this game.
Yeah, I got to go with the Angels on this one also. Darvish, to me, has been good but not great. He's got potential to be great, but man, I mean, he has been walking guys like crazy. The guy's got 35 walks and 61 innings of work. That's over 5 walks per 9 innings pitched. His ERA, the runs that he's allowed, are not even close to what they should be. I mean, if you're looking on the road, he's got a 159 road whip, but his ERA is 3.10. So he must not be giving up home runs, right? Right. Yeah. So he's giving up like 5 home runs in 61 innings. But when he starts getting hit, it's going to be, I mean, the dam's going to break. If you're walking that many guys, you are this close to getting punished. And he hasn't looked great the last couple of times. He was okay. He was good. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't great against the Angels when he did face them back on May 11th. A much different hitting Angel lineup than they are now. I think he's in some trouble in this game, especially if he starts walking players. And, this Texas team, last weekend here at pregame, I released my first run line play of the season. It was a +1.5 with the Toronto Blue Jays. They took a 2-run lead in extra innings and then lost by 1, so we won.
Looked like a genius.
Oh, I knew what I was doing. 15 innings, they lost by a run on the +1.5, so we won the game. But when I was looking at that time, going into Saturday, Texas was 3-13, coming off a win the last 16 times. And if you look at their last 32 games going into Friday's game, they're 16-16. It's an average baseball team since that 15-4 start. In 16 of the last 32 games, they've given up 5 runs or more. Most of those teams have scored 6 runs or more, as you just mentioned, 31 runs the last 2 games against Seattle. So, and then you got Scott Downs, who's closing. I'm looking at what's making the Angels better now. Scott Downs gets moved to closer for the most part. 18 games this year, 0 earned runs allowed. Ernesto Frieri from San Diego, he used to pitch for San Diego. His last 13 games, all in May, 0 hits allowed, 0 earned runs allowed. The bullpen's going crazy. The pitching's been great. The fielding's perfect. He's not doing what has gotten Socha in trouble in the past, which is platooning players. And I think if he keeps doing that, this is a team that can catch the Rangers.
And they got momentum right now, so let's ride them into this weekend. I'm going to go ahead and make the Angels my play for Saturday. Take them. We're going to go with Wilson against his old teammates against Darvish. That's our play. I'm projecting the line around 135, 140. I actually like them up to -150 in this game. Go ahead and take the Angels. We're going to be right back, Scott. We're going to go to Sunday. Justin Verlander on the mound against the Yankees. That's up next at pregame.tv.